Hi, in today's review, I'm going to be reviewing some Northern California jewelers. So I'm starting here with Solano Jewelers, which you see has pretty good reviews and quite a few of them. And I'm looking at first their Yelp review, which is nice and complete. They have requesting a quote, they have some promotions that they're running, some deals. They have very positive reviews. They have their store hours, which is great, and more details about working with them. And as I go down the page, let's see if there's anything after the reviews down here at the bottom. Well, they haven't put any message in, but this is a pretty well done. They also don't have any pictures of the people who work there. It's all pictures of the jewelry. A single shot in here that personalizes it a little bit might be beneficial, but it depends on who they see their target person as and what they would appeal to them. And it looks like there are some pictures of customers. So they have quite a few photos that it's rotating through actually. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. And I'm going to just see who their competitors are. All right, so other ones that we're going to look at today are going to be Pave and Bombay. So we're going to compare them to each other, since when people come to this particular jeweler, they are seeing pretty much what I'm seeing. So let's go a little bit further with this one, and then we'll take a look at those first two others. So let's look at their website next. Okay, so pretty fine website. I'm going to just scroll down a little bit. So, these banners, having these sections, these kind of bars that go across for the sections is a fine way to make a website. I have one of my sites like this too, but when they're so narrow like this, it doesn't feel quite right. There's something about how the spacing, maybe make this column not as wide or just put more content in it, make the picture bigger, something to make these, I shouldn't be able to see two complete sections in one screen view. That's really the bottom line. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. Okay, so this is all fine. I'm going to go up to the top again, and I'm going to just go to some of the other links. Okay, good information about them. It would be nice if they put in a name. That always, it's great that they have a picture of themselves, but it's always nice to have people's names. I'm going to go over to another one. Yeah, so this again is very functional. That's how I would describe this site. It's functional. It's these are not live links. There's only one picture of anything. There's not a lot of text. I don't know if this is actual jewelry they have or stock imagery. It has that feeling of being stock imagery, but again, it's functional. It's like this page needs to be here, so it's here. It's not hurting or helping them. And let's take a look at the next one, Family Treasure. Okay, so there's no page here. This is their footer. So there should not be a link if there's no page. So let's just go over to the next one, Small Businesses. Curious about what that will be. And it will be another page that does not exist. Okay, so let's go over to Contact Us. So this needs to come out of the menu bar. This is a very easy fix for them. Contact Us. Okay, so they have both their phone number and a way of messaging them and the map, which is really functional. This is all that you really need here. So I would say in general about this site, my take on it is it's nice enough looking. It's mostly functional, other than these links should not be here. But there's a lot of room for improvement if they want it to actually be helping them in any way. So let's take a look finally at their Facebook presence. On Facebook, great, 5-star reviews. They have 300 people following them, which is, fine. They're a local business, so they're usually not going to be in the thousands of followers. So they clearly, they're doing something with the page. And they've filled out their address and phone number, and you're able to message them, and they have their hours of operation, which is all good. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. Now, the people also like here, we have food and beverage, a blogger, and a real estate agent. Why nothing related to jewelry or even really anything related to a certain lifestyle that goes with getting beautiful jewelry? There are people also like they haven't worked enough on something called their niche neighborhood, which is other pages that get associated with them, both in the Facebook algorithm and in people's minds. So they should have more of a luxury feel to their people also like. And they're actually, you may not know this, but in your business, even if you're obviously not a jeweler even, but no matter what your business is, you can create what's called a niche neighborhood. There are things that you can do that cause companies that you want to be associated with to come up here for you, and for you to also come up in this section on their page. And when you have something that's hurting you, this is kind of neutral. It's not really good or bad, but there's sometimes people will have stuff that comes up here that's like, you do not want that associated with your brand. The only thing you can do other than really working hard to get the right people into your niche neighborhood is to just hide this section completely. And that is something you can do. You can hide this section completely if you choose to. And again, they've got good reviews and they've got a fair number of them. So this is good. As I go down a little bit farther, who's inspiring you today? And this is from fairly recently. It's about a week ago as of the time that I'm doing this. Got lots of notifications popping up. Sorry about that. And let's see. Shine Theory, Confidence Lights Up a Room. Well, it's nice. It's positive. They got very little response though for 300 people. Well, they're obviously not boosting posts. To-do lists. Hope you're enjoying Labor Day. Okay, so something related to the date, which is fine. It's a holiday. Something about the weekend. Okay. Looking for something about jewelry. School's back in session. Be mindful of bikes, buses, pedestrians. That's from August. National Dog Day. Solar eclipse. Okay. So finally, something about jewelry. I have to go back literally a month to find anything about jewelry on this jeweler's site. So this is very nice. That's very pretty. So, they're obviously started trying to mix it up a little bit. And so they stopped having everything be just about jewelry. But I think that, there's a balance. I think that if you're going to mix it up like this, you need to be doing a little bit more of, well, basically you need to post more often. If you're going to mix it up, which is a good idea, then you need to be posting more often so that there's still always something recent that's about what your business actually does. Otherwise, think about it. If you followed this page and for a month, every single post had nothing to do with jewelry, you're following a jeweler. Presumably that's because you're interested in jewelry, not all this other stuff that you could get anywhere. So, I give them definitely some marks for effort here because it is good to mix things up a little bit, but more skillfully. That's all that I would say. And I would say that in generally across their online presence, that's what I'm seeing, that they're doing what needs to be done, but there just needs to be a little bit more skill applied so that it really starts helping them instead of just kind of being there like, a box has been checked. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next business. So this is Pave. And they've also filled out a good amount of their information. Good. I like this image. I like the image of an owner, which is great. And that he's doing something like he's working, and he looks like he's sketching out a piece of jewelry, a custom design, which is wonderful. And then they also have quite a few photos that I'm sure will rotate. So that's great. Their hours, where are their reviews? How many reviews do they have? 55 reviews and also a 5-star average. So very good, very strong. Oh, and the owner is replying to people, which I saw on the Solano one also. They did. I didn't mention it, but they respond to people who review, which is wonderful. It's very good practice. I'm going down to bottom. All right, so there's no outgoing message, and they could have a message down here speaking to anyone on this page, but this is they've done enough. They have done enough for their Yelp listing, even though that would be something that would be a nice little extra. So let's take a look now at their website. Okay. Strong hero images. These are beautiful and they're large, which is great. Let's see, what else do we have down here? They're conveying the concept of how they sketch and then create jewelry. This is good. I like how they really give you the feeling of something special being made for you. There are different locations. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Oh, so they have quite a few. This is a pretty well built out site, it seems. Let me go down to community and see what I see there. Yeah, it's opening actually a whole other page. I thought it might just scroll me down. Wow. We support our clients in the many community organizations. So this is something really that any one of these businesses could do, because this is just a listing of other businesses in their area, right? Anyone could do this, but it gives the feeling of this business existing in context. And that is something really smart and beneficial they've done. Green practices. There are just a lot of things. They've thought through a lot. Let's take a look at their collection. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. Oh, actually, it's not loading. Okay, so one little detail, and this happens a lot. So I'm glad that happened just now. So when you have on your website menus, like this top line is all menus, right? And then when it opens this drop down here, that's called the sub menu. When you have submenus on your site, you still have to make all the links in your main menu actually go somewhere. If all it does is go to a page that just has all these links again, just like really large going down the page, fine. Or have it go just to the first one automatically, fine. But it has to go somewhere. You can't have something. You see how it changes when I roll over it? It doesn't just open this up. It changes color. That gives me the sense, just like all these other ones, which do the same thing when I hover over them, that it is going to take me somewhere. You see, when I go to contact, there's no submenu, but I get the black when I go over, which tells me if I click it, I'm going to go somewhere. This one gives me the black, but it doesn't go anywhere. I was clicking it and nothing was happening. So if it's a link, have it go somewhere. That's really the bottom line. But okay, so I'm going to have to go to one of these. So let me just do earrings. Okay, and we have another sub menu here. So all of the items that were in this sub menu are now showing here. Okay, and they have lots of different earrings. Yeah, I like it. Oh, it looks like I can click on a set. Oh, it gives me a larger view. That's good. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm just going to look at one more. Let's see. I'm glad with the designers, it talks about the different people who work there. That's always good. The custom design process. Yeah, what to look for when. This is well done. This is just on many, many, many different levels. It's creatively thought through. It's visually attractive. For the most part, everything functions as you would want. Let me go to the contact page and see what I see here. They talk about their locations. They're on the map. They have their ability to contact them. And let's see, phone numbers, hours. Yeah, good site. All right, let's take a look at them on Facebook. Okay. Now they have a lot of likes and followers. The only thing that concerns me a little bit here is that they have fewer followers than likes. If you ever see this on your page, go through in the back end and get rid of the people who like your page who don't follow it. Because this is hurting you, or this is hurting them in the Facebook algorithm. What this is saying is there are more people who want people to think they like this page than who actually want it to show up in their news feed. You really want this to actually be the other way around. This is a luxury item, so you may have a little more of kind of posturing with it. So you might not expect to ever see the number of likes lower than the number of follows. But people, when you like something on Facebook, it shows to your friends that you like it. And so sometimes people are really interested in the content of a page. They just don't want their friends knowing their business. So you'll typically see sometimes a fairly large gap between these two numbers. but it should be in favor of the follows. You want people who really want to see your content more than they want other people to think that they want to see your content. All right, so I would clean this up just a little bit, but it's not bad. So the gap is pretty small. People also like jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. Well done. That's good. Like that. Pretty good reviews. It's not as rock solid as last one. This one's probably hurting them a little. They should try to get a hold of that woman and sort some things out and see if she will change her review. If you ever find, by the way, that your reviews are terrible, like if your average review is 3, just hide this section. You don't have to show this section at all. In fact, if mine was even just 4, I would probably just hide this section. And, the reality is until someone leaves a review, there's nothing showing here anyway. So, except for the ability to create one. So it's not like a bad thing to not have this section. And they've got some videos, sell, jewelry, 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 jewelry. Good. So this is good. Lots of jewelry. And that's what I want to see. If I am following a jeweler, when something pops up in my news feed from them, this is beautiful, I want it to be jewelry. And that's what they're giving me. This is pretty. They're giving me lots of this is interesting. They're giving me lots of jewelry that I want to see, that when I see it in my feed, it has a positive effect on me. And that's what a jeweler wants to do. And, you notice there's no diversity of content. We've passed Labor Day, I'm sure. Yeah, we have. We just passed Labor Day. But there's nothing about Labor Day. And you could go either way on that. You can have business posts that mark important things that are in the news, like the eclipse, or important dates like holidays. You can, but just make sure that the primary note of what you're showing to people in their newsfeed, or if they land on this page for the first time and they're checking you out, that it's the note that you want to communicate that most benefits your business to communicate. What's that core message? Okay, so I'm going to just go back up to the top here. Yeah, I usually do like to see a little bit of text saying something, giving a little context, but not having it actually is a bit consistent with some things about their brand. So on them, I'm fine with it. I never like it when I click this and I don't see anything written here, but it's just kind of a wasted opportunity, but okay. So I'm going to go on now to the next one. And this is Bombay. Yep, they've got their hours and more information about working with them. Good reviews. So, there's one kind of iffy one here, but the owner got back to them. And the owner in general is getting back to people. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Okay, again, no message to anybody, but okay. This is, again, functional. This is functional. So let's take a look at their website. Okay. So jewelry is prominent, and they've basically made their entire navigation system. Okay, you want to see this kind of jewelry? You want to see that kind of jewelry? You want to see this kind of jewelry? I want to see what happens if I just click gem jewelry. Good. It takes me somewhere. So it looks like they're doing it so that it takes you to the very first one on the list, which is fine. Then services, let's see what we have there. Repairs, okay. And contact us. Form, address, phone number, hours on the map, and a little note. They've got a little something weird going on with alignment here. This should not be inside that box, but some minor detail. This site, I would say my general impression of it is it's functional, but honestly, this site does not give me a luxury feeling. Even though, gold jewelry, diamond jewelry, gems, silver, those we would think are more expensive pieces. But the site does not feel expensive. And this is something, whatever your brand is, you just want to be consistent. Does every site need to feel expensive? No, it doesn't. But for jewelry, you're really wanting to differentiate yourself from K Jewelers. And, I can see in one sense skewing in that direction. Like even this piece, for example, it looks more, they're going for more of an exotic, ethnic, global kind of feel, right? And so this background print, for example, the wallpaper on the page, well, you probably can't see a lot of it within the frame for the video, but there's a little bit more showing on the page. It is also that kind of exotic pattern. It looks like henna, like how when people get henna done on their hands, that's what that background looks like. And then, it's Bombay, and so I get it to a certain extent, but even the picture of the storefront, they would do better showing pictures from inside the store, real close-ups of items in a case or something like that, and just give a little bit more of a feeling. Okay, actually, let me say it this way. They need to make a decision. Who are they targeting? Are they targeting a luxury market, or are they targeting a deal market? People who want to get something a little unusual and they want to get it at a good price. So right now, they're a bit of a mix of the two, which makes it not quite a hit with either market. So they just want to decide which way are they going to go. And again, in your business, whether you're in jewelry or not, you need to make a similar decision. Who is your target client or customer? And then be consistent in appealing to them with your wording, your imaging, your colors, your photos, the menu items. Make all your choices consistent in conveying the message that your people are going to best respond to. And let's finally take a look at them on Facebook. Okay. Again, so this is obviously their hero necklace. Like this says, this sums up the girl or the woman who wants what they're selling. She is attracted to that it's gold and that there's also quite an exotic look to it. And, they didn't do their framing on this quite right, that Y should not and the M should not be going off. So they really do need to remake this and get that perfect. This is a business site, not a personal site. So every little detail has to be perfect, but okay. And 137 people like them, which is good. And, fewer people. I always like this. Honestly, I always want to see these numbers be exactly the same, to tell you the truth. They have their address here, jewelry, beauty salon, hotel. So again, that there's a jewelry store and that it looks like an ethnic jewelry store. That's good because that goes again with their brand and their person. Then we go to a beauty salon and it's a thread salon at that. And then a hotel. They need to do some work on their niche neighborhood. Their reviews are marginally okay. If this goes any lower, I would say they should just not have this section. They don't have that many reviews. So the good news is a single 5-star review could probably get them back up to 4.5, which is, a very decent rating. So it might be worth them actually reaching out to some of their Yelp reviews and asking them if they would be willing to leave a review on their Facebook page. Because this is on the verge of helping them, and right now just not hurting very much. And let's see what they have in their feed. Jewelry. So again, the storefront, it's a very simple looking storefront. It's not that there's anything wrong with the actual storefront. It's just, it doesn't help anything unless you think that people won't be able to find it when they're walking down the street. But this is a pretty prominent sign, dark sign on a light background. I think people will notice it if they have the address, and the address is huge. So I think the store is easy enough to find without people needing this photo of the storefront. And so I would rather, when it doesn't really help, I would rather go inside the store and see close-ups of items in context. Let's see what else we have here. More jewelry. And so they link it to a date, but they link it with jewelry. Well done. They're not posting very often, though. I didn't go very far. Oh, now what is this? Test blog. Okay, so if you want to test on your site, which is totally reasonable, but then you do need to go and delete the test. You can't just leave it up there. Test announcement, same basic concept. And then before that, we have, actual jewelry. So these tests that happen don't belong here. But other than that, other than they're just these little oversights. Really, that's what's going on here. There are some little oversights going on. But they've got the main idea that people who are following them want to see jewelry, and that if someone discovers their page and they're thinking about the company the way that I am right now as I'm looking at this page, they just want it to be consistently saying the right things to the right people. So whatever business you're in, I hope that this review has been helpful and that you've learned some things that you can apply. And I will see you in the next review.